The AJAC EcoRun is an eco-friendly driving showcase. We have 19 vehicles on display. We even had one extra one the first day, the Smart EQ, before. And we have 19 AJAC journalists, some of the top journalists in Canada. And they're here testing the cars. They create potential stories where it's about the individual cars, they do car comparisons, but the real gain is real life fuel statistics. This year it's the 7th EcoRun for AJAC, and we finally made it to the East Coast. It's the first time we've been able to do that, and we're here in the province of New Brunswick. And the reason for that is due to its charging infrastructure. The province has really embraced it. They have close to 100 charging stations throughout. So we started in Moncton. We had a great opening ceremonies. The mayor of Moncton was there. We had the finance minister of New Brunswick, Kathy Rogers, here. We had a great event yesterday to kind of start our eco-driving tour.
Well, I really want to see what these vehicles do in a real-world environment and normal driving conditions. I mean, we all see what the manufacturer's fuel economy ratings are, and this is a good way to see how real-world driving measures up to those numbers.
Well, consumers definitely can see that the cars actually can be driven fuel efficiently and can actually get the numbers that they do. So you can save money at the pumps, or you can go however long distance without charging your vehicle. So we're here to prove to you that it's not just marketing jargon that you see on a website, that you can actually do this with these cars.
Welcome. It's a great event, and we love these things because it's real people with real opinions testing things and trying things. And when I looked just quickly at last year's run and seeing that on average it was 33%, and I wasn't sure if that was worse or better than what the manufacturers had said, that you folks are driving on average 33% better, and some were over 50% better. That's exceptional.
Like every year, we have various vehicles that go on the EcoRun. We have our pure electrics, we have our plug-ins, we have regular hybrids, we have fuel-efficient gas vehicles, we have a diesel, and we even have a hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. It's a big range for everyone to test all the various styles of cars that consumers can buy. We changed it up a bit this year. In the past, we've done some academic stops. We've been to the wind tunnel, we've been to the University of Quebec at the Hydrogen Research Centre. This year, we've kind of embraced the peaceful, relaxing nature of New Brunswick. And a lot of our stops now for educational purposes are during the dinner time. And it's a relaxing setting for everybody to learn in those environments. And during the day, like this beautiful day today, we have different casual stops to see more lifestyle and travel pieces. So the journalists will get a chance to go on the Jolly Breeze, a nice boat adventure to see whales. We're going to Snyder Mountain, and they have a chance to go horseback riding and canoeing. So a little fun activities, a little travel piece, and that's really what drivers do out there. They pick their travel plans, they do a little activity, and they love the open road. And we bring that here at EcoRun.
This is my second time in New Brunswick, and I'm just as impressed this time as I was the first time. I mean, it's stunning out here. You don't think of New Brunswick as being this beautiful, or the landscape and the roads, and they're super fun to drive. We've got to see some really interesting little towns. We've seen some of the culture. The food is incredible out here. Another thing you wouldn't think is associated with New Brunswick. But I mean, not only are we getting to explore these cars, but we get to explore this kind of little nook of Canada that maybe we never would have gotten to before.
You know, the part that I'm enjoying the most is the opportunity to come to the beautiful province of New Brunswick. I've only been here once before, enjoyed it then, but the weather is much better now. They've planned some pretty clever events for us along the way. I learned just a little while ago that I'm not as good an archer as I assumed I was from watching Game of Thrones. It turns out that it's actually a bit of a technique.
We think it's a great event. It shows customers real-world experience about how to drive a variety of vehicles in the most fuel-efficient way. I think the knowledge that's gained here and shared and written in the stories, customers can really apply to their daily lives and learn from it. We've brought the all-new 2018 Nissan Leaf fully electric vehicle and the all-new 2018 Nissan Kicks entry-level crossover.
Mazda's been involved in the EcoRun since day one, so this is year 7, and we've been here every single year. And throughout that whole time, we've been promoting our SkyActiv technology, which, as you know, is fuel-efficient gasoline internal combustion engines. And we really want to represent that Mazda and SkyActiv technology is still a very fuel-efficient option for consumers. So we brought the 2018 Mazda 6, which this year has been updated. The base engine now is a 4-cylinder, 2.5 liter with cylinder deactivation. The other vehicle that we brought is the 2019 CX-3, which has gotten an update for this year, and it's also had a bit of enhancements to the 2-liter engine. It produces a few more horsepower and a little bit more torque, and it also provides better real-world fuel economy. So that's one of the great things about EcoRun, is it allows you to really showcase a vehicle's real-world fuel economy, as that's what's being tracked here.
We're committed to EcoRun. It is a fabulous event, and we are also dedicated to being a part of AJAC with our entries. It is definitely an important industry organization for us in being here and speaking with the media and the journalism with our fabulous entry allows us to impart a message to the consumer out there.
Well, the green jersey is the final award we give out at the end of EcoRun, and who it goes to is the most fuel efficient driver, and that comes down to being aware of where you're driving fuel efficiently in a way of coasting to a stop, not accelerating into a stop sign, and it's highly competitive. These journalists really want it.
See, once you put a group of journalists together and say they can win something, suddenly we all don't like each other. It becomes an ultimate competition.
We have our defending champion this year, Wade Ozeroff. Jim Kenzie's a two-time past winner. We have other great drivers that are really battling for this title. So it'll be interesting to see who wins out.
I realize it's an exciting time for drivers and for those, you folks in particular, that write about that driving experience. That's really, really important to consumers. Your work, your expertise is certainly valued and appreciated by our industry, and that's why we're here. We really think this is a great sponsorship that we have. And we'll be back. We don't have any plans of not being here next year, so we'll be back again, wherever that might be.
And the winner this year was actually by a landslide. From the only person from this province, from Saskatoon, Jim Kerr.